This is Brian Mann. This is my video for COM 103. I'm a persuasive essay. Again, my audience is Lisa. Here we go. Today I want to talk to you guys about what we as Christians can do to stop the youth from going astray. This is definitely an epidemic in America. I believe that Whitney Houston, when she sang in one of her songs that I believe the children of the future, I fully believe Whitney when she says that, because the youth of today are our tomorrow. They are our next senators, presidents, astronauts, physicists, doctors, surgeons, everything. And I feel as Christians that we have a big part in ministering to our youth. Youth ministry is big for the obvious reasons that I just stated, that we need to secure our future. And that is to bring the youth up into the church. And it starts at an early age. Myself, I was raised in the church through my grandmother. Went to Vacation Bible School, memorized verses, had Bible studies at home. My grandmother during the summer in Louisville, Kentucky. I went astray. I ended up a convicted felon that led me to an 8-year incarceration. Which at that time I knew that my life was not right. How did I fix that? I had to go to God and ask God to forgive me, first of all. Ask a lot of people that I hurt along the way, especially family members and those who love me the most, to forgive me. And when ministering to the youth, I want to bring up a story about the movie Blindside. In the movie Blindside, we had Michael Orr, who is now a famous football player in the NFL. He was living in what America terms as the ghetto, low-income housing, and he was brought in by the Toohey family, a family of a whole different race. But because they was firm in their belief in God, they gave him a life. They gave him a family. They gave him an opportunity because of the love they have for God and obeying to God's commands. And this is what we as Christians have to do. We have to minister to the youth with the Word of God. That's the only way to do it. I feel that 1 Corinthians says, no temptation overtaken you that God does not know. God knows that these temptations will come to us. I read a statistic online from the United States government. They did a poll that 30% of our young ladies in the world will have a baby before they leave their teens. So that means by the time they're 20 years old, 3 girls that we watch grow up in our neighborhood are going to have babies. 22.9% of high school seniors during the survey stated that they tried marijuana. That is sad. So where does the problem come in? The problem comes in that we as Christians have to have a solid foundation built in these youth, and that can only be done through the church. God tells us to obey our mother and father, for children to obey His word, to obey their parents. But we as parents have to live the life of a Christian and lead by example. There's something that must be done. Temptation is going to come. The drugs are going to come. Peer pressure is going to come. Wanting to do wrong is going to come. That's everything that most of us face as growing up as teenagers and as young adults. So basically what I want to end this by saying is that the only way that we can lead our youth from going astray is to keep them in the church, to have youth ministries that are active in the community, to have community outreach programs that brings the Word of God to these teenagers, to have people like myself who's been through the other side of life and now turn their life to God, to talk to these kids, share the stories of how God delivered them through this stuff. That's my speech.